Hello and welcome to another episode of my Working with Todoist series. And today we're looking at the daily planning session. Now, this is a crucial part of any productivity system. If you are not planning the day will control you in a way that you don't want it to. Other people's emergencies, crises, and priorities will become your emergencies, crises, and priorities. And that's never a good thing because you end up neglecting your own work, your own tasks, and your own areas of focus, which are really important if you want to feel more fulfilled, less overwhelmed, and less stressed. It's all about being in control of what you are doing each day. And that comes from your daily planning session. And it's a big problem. I've seen so many in my coaching program having difficulty to get in their heads around why the daily planning is so important. So today I want to take you into my Todoist account and show you how I do my own daily planning session so that you really understand how little effort it is in order to give yourself an incredibly productive day. It really isn't that difficult, and in total it probably takes me less than 5 minutes most days, although I generally tell people you need to allow 10 minutes for doing it. But I'm going to show you what I do with my Todoist and my calendar so that you get a good idea of all what you have to do in order to do a good, solid daily planning session. So without further ado, let me take you into my Todoist account now and my calendar and show you exactly what I do for my daily planning session. Okay, so where we're starting? Well, we basically start with the calendar because the calendar is going to tell you how much space you have the next day for doing your work. So in this particular case, I know that I've got a couple of hours, 90 minutes in the morning. I've got a couple of hours in the afternoon, but I know that I'm going to be starting very early tomorrow, so I'm probably going to need a nap around about this time. So then I've got my exercise and I've got to fit dinner in. So I don't really have a great deal of time tomorrow for additional tasks. That's the thing that I'm looking at. Now, of course, when I'm doing my work here, I do have kind of my day off, but next week, I'm away for 3 days for my birthday, which is on Friday. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm still going to be doing my morning routines. This might be optional because I'm going to be sitting by a pool, but I still do need to do my communication admin time because I run my own business. That's something you just have to do when you run your own business. So I'm squeezing this week. So I'm adding a few extra. I don't normally do coaching on Tuesday and Wednesday, but I will be doing next week because I lose 3 days. So I know that I don't have a great deal of extra time next week. And that's what I'm looking at. This is where I start. Now, as I've been explaining that's probably taken about 90 seconds to explain that. When you're not explaining it, it's 30 seconds, guys. It's just 30 seconds, probably less if you're doing it from your phone, to look at what does your day look like tomorrow. That's the key thing. Okay, so once we've got that done, now I know that I've got a busy day tomorrow. I'm bringing in my Todoist. Now I'm going to bring back the menu. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off at the inbox. Now, I don't necessarily recommend you have to go through your inbox every single day. Now, reason why I start at my inbox is I'm looking for things that might be a fire that I might need to know about pretty early so that I can schedule it in for tomorrow. Now, this is just an article that I found, which is really interesting because I'm a big James Bond fan. I like to collect pretty much everything related to James Bond. So this is going to go straight into my Evernote. So I'm just going to tap on there. Now, there's a few additional images other than this original one at the top. So I'm going to save the article, which is that, and I'm just going to save that article. That goes straight into my inbox, and that's done. I don't need to worry about it now, so I can just boom, remove that. That's done, and that task is now complete. Next up, I go into tomorrow's focus. This, I will give you the link, the filter query for that in a second. Now, I should point out right now at the time of recording, I'm using my real Todoist account because it just shows you how I do my daily planning. So this has got a lot of today's tasks in there. Normally, it would not have a lot of today's tasks simply because I'll have already done them when I do my daily planning. But in this case, what I'm looking at is, do I have my 2 objectives? I do. I'm going to be recording this week's podcast, absolute must, and do the weekly plan. Now, bearing in mind that my schedule tomorrow morning is very busy. If you remember the calendar I'm looking at here, it's very, very busy tomorrow morning. I have a gap here, which is probably enough time to make some coffee and to process my email or something. So I'm just going to not add too many tasks for tomorrow because it's really quite busy day. So tomorrow morning, the blogging podcast takes about 10 minutes. So I will do that. That can be done in that gap. And then here I've got my afternoon tasks, and these are really quite fairly straightforward. This is some research that I have to do, so I'll probably push that off to the evening. And then here I've got some tasks that can be done, probably about 2 hours worth of work right there. And that's it. So I'm not going to be adding. Now, sometimes when I have a busy day ahead, I will start looking at some of these. Like this one, I might start thinking, okay, I'll do that one on Tuesday because I've got a busy day tomorrow and I don't want to overload myself. You see, Todoist will stop working for you if you just randomly add dates. The whole purpose of the daily planning is to make sure that what you're asking yourself to do is manageable. You don't want to be overloading yourself, because if you've got so many tasks that you just ignore, you may as well know beforehand and get a little bit more strategic about what you can achieve. So when I'm looking at this, as you can see, the number here is 7. That's really manageable. That can be done in between the calls, no problem. These must be done. My P1s are my must-do tasks. These are my objective tasks. And these, no problem. I'll get those done. Now, this doesn't give you the big picture, because the big picture is more like this, because I will have these tasks. These are my routine tasks. Now, I do these at the end of the day. I'll do these about 10, 11 p.m. at night. So this isn't going to be a big problem. And I can see, there's nothing additional in there. And that's it. I've done it. My planning for the day has been done. I'm fully aware of what my tasks are for tomorrow are. I know exactly what my schedule looks like, because my calendar is right there. I've seen it. So I think, that's a manageable day. We've got, 7 tasks? 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. It's a little bit lower than I normally have, which is about 15 tasks, 15 to 20 tasks because of routines. But that is perfectly manageable to do, and I will do it. So there you go. That's how you do the daily planning session. You don't want to ignore this, because this sets you up for a fantastic day. It also gives you the opportunity to decide what your objective tasks are. That is such an important part. Now, of course, if you know what your areas of focus are, if you know what your core work is, that work that you are paid to do, then this just gets easier and easier, and it just refocuses your mind on the right things, so that you don't get caught up in everybody else's crazy, busy world. You stay in control of your world, your work, and your life. So there you go. Thank you so much for watching this episode, and it just remains for me now to wish you all a very, very productive week. Hello, thank you very much for watching my videos. Now, I have something exciting to tell you about. Recently, I have developed a brand new time management system. It's a system designed to manage your time in the 21st century. The world has changed a lot over the last 20 years. In fact, it's actually changed a lot this year. And what we need now is a system, a time management system that is very easy to use, easy to maintain, so that you can spend more of your time doing the work. And that's what the time sector system is all about. It's going to change your whole belief system about the way a time management system should work, because this focuses on when you are going to do the task. And let's be honest, it doesn't matter how motivated, inspired, or how urgent something is. If you don't have time to do it, it is never going to get done. And that's what this system is built around. getting your work done so you can spend more of your time doing the things that you want to do. I hope you join me in this course. The full details of the course are in the show notes below, so please join me, and thank you very much for watching this brief video.